Hello! I'd say welcome back, but you're new here, I'm new here, so hi, my name's Lily, and we have a lot to talk about, so buckle up. You may not know it, but all of those hair masks and all of that conditioning treatment might be damaging your hair more than it's helping. Now, saying this, I'm not saying I'm bashing a bunch of other brands or any products really, or hair masks or treatments in general, but the moral of this video is don't stop using specific products, don't stop using different brands, don't stop trying to take care of your hair. Just do it a different way. And don't do what I did. The first mistake that I made trying to take care of my hair, trying to grow it out, trying to make it healthy and not fried, was to consistently put masks on my hair. If you're gonna put masks on your hair, do it at least once a week. Do it at most twice a week. If you do any more than twice a week, you'll get so much buildup on your hair and you'll need a clarifying shampoo just as much as you're using masks and treatments. I use a glossing mask once a week and a bonding repair mask the prior week. I never use both in the same week unless I freshly dyed my hair, but I'll get into that. But the reason I'm saying not to use masks over and over and over again, right back to back, because I did that. And I realized that it dried my hair out and that it caused so much frizziness, so much breakage, so much buildup. There was so much buildup on my hair that it was weighing it down, that it was literally making my hair fall out. Don't do that, please. And if you do, if you want to fix that, clarifying shampoo or a scalp treatment. Please do scalp treatments. Please do scalp treatments. They're so good for growing your hair because it unclogs all of your hair follicles and it just makes the growing process so much easier. Because before I was putting all of these products in my hair, period, I swear my hair was growing faster. The more natural my hair was, it was growing so fast. And then I started putting masks on my hair. And it started slowing it down because of all the buildup that was in my head. Another thing with hair masks, even if you use them consistently and a lot, just because your hair feels soft does not mean that your hair is healthy. And I thought that for the longest time. I would do one hair mask and I'd be like, oh, my hair is so healthy, let me go dye it again. And my hair would basically fry off. It was so unhealthy. And I thought it was fine just because of how glossy and glowy it looked. It even felt fine to the touch, but then as soon as I put dye in my hair turned to straw. Another big mistake that I see people doing online, or just in general, my friends even, they buy every single product that they see online that someone's like, oh, this took my hair from this to this. And then you see someone else buy it, and then you see no progress in their hair. Because so many people online, yes, they advertise a specific brand or a specific mask or a specific treatment. That does not mean that is the only thing they are using on their head. Don't believe everything you see online. And I know that I'm saying that and I'm literally recording a video, posting it online, but please, for the love of God, don't listen to everything that you hear, everything that you see. So much of it is fake. And going off of my point that I made with dyeing my hair after thinking it was healthy, one, obviously a horrible mistake, but two, dyeing your hair in general with box dye, take precautions before you do it. Don't just get super excited that yes, the resources are right in front of you, it's so easy to go and grab them and change your hair just because you want to. Be careful. Please be careful. Even recently, I made the mistake of I dyed my hair too dark of a color and I really wanted a lighter brown, not a light brown hair, but like I wanted lighter than dark but darker than like medium. I wanted a really chocolate brown, like a dark chocolate brown. When I dyed my hair, it was borderline black and I'd washed it multiple times and the color wasn't changing and I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm either gonna have to put color oops on my hair or I will just have to dye over it or wait it out. And obviously the smartest decision would have been to just wait it out and let your hair grow out and gradually as it fades just throw a gloss on top of it. But no. I bought more dye and I went over top of it, and yes, my hair looks lighter. No, it's not as healthy as it was before. My hair, right before I dyed it the most recent time, was getting so healthy, and I backtracked my progress immediately. Yes, my hair, it does look soft, shiny, whatever. There's hair oil in my hair. I used a bonding repair mask before I made this video. I used glossing spray before I blow dried my hair. I put heat protectant in my hair, and I put dry shampoo in the top. I put so many products into my hair right before making this video. Not to showcase and to make my hair look good on camera. Obviously that's a plus. Okay, can't lie, it's a plus. But I didn't do it just for the video. Trying to teach you how to fix it. Another big thing with dyeing your hair, if you're doing box dye, don't switch from brand to brand. I know a lot of them use similar chemicals, products, everything in their kits, but that does not mean that they're both going to do the same amount of damage to your hair. Either way, you're still damaging your hair no matter what whenever you box dye your hair, but it is so much easier to damage it less if you use two of the same branded product. And this goes for mainly thicker haired people, because me personally, I have to use at least 2 boxes of box dye to get it throughout and saturate my entire head. Or if you're wanting a color and they're out of the specific one you want, do not get a lighter color and a darker color to mix them and make them into the color that you want. That will fry your hair. One of them has bleach in it, and the other one just has dye in it. Your head will not forgive you. Your hair will not forgive you. And another big mistake that people make, including myself, being like, last time I dyed it, it didn't damage my hair too bad, so I feel like doing it one more time won't hurt. Your hair does not reset after you dye it. Your hair does not magically come back to life. Yes, it'll lighten, conditioning, deep conditioning your hair, keeping it clean, but your hair is still damaged. So many things, putting heat on your hair, dyeing your hair, bleaching your hair. There's been quite a few times where my hair's been, I've just gotten bored of my hair, so I was like, you know what, I want to bleach it. I want blonde. One, bad idea. Professionally done, better, okay. But it's still very damaging if you don't know how to take care of it after the fact. I got my hair professionally bleached freshman year of high school, and a couple times before, a couple times after. The freshman year, it was pretty blonde on the top and pretty much just my natural brown underneath. And then later on, I let it grow out, and it ended up just being like an ombre highlighted look. And then one year I got bored and I bleached my entire head when my hair was really long and luscious and beautiful and gorgeous, and I bleached my whole head. And then I regretted it, and like a month and a half later I dyed it brown. And then I had thought I learned my lesson. I was like, I didn't really like the bleach, I don't think I'll do it again. Yeah, well, fast forward to my senior year of high school, I bleached my whole head again and chopped it all off. It was really damaged. And this is how much my hair has grown since then. It's been 2 years. Okay, for a better look, my hair is, I will say, a lot longer than it was. I have trimmed it a couple times, but I haven't trimmed more than, in total, probably 3 inches. Times I've cut maybe just like the front pieces to try and like give myself like long face framing layers. Now I'm saying screw that and I'm trying to let it all grow out. Hopefully I don't cut my hair. And if I do, then someone put a hate comment so that I don't do it ever again. Another thing with bleaching your hair, if you're doing it yourself and you see that your hair, when you bleached it the first time, it wasn't light enough, try putting toner on it first before bleaching it again. And if you do bleach it again, wait. I know it's hard because your hair is orange or your hair is really yellow. If you don't wait, then your hair will again fry off of your head. If it's too focused on the bleach, if it's too saturated in the bleach still, if you put more bleach on top of it, your hair is going to get overwhelmed, it's not going to know what to do, and it's going to turn into like ramen noodles. And once that happens, it's really hard to get it back. to how it was before. Going back to hair masks and just taking care of your hair in general, when you make yourself a hair routine, stick to it. You can add a couple products, but if you're using one leave-in conditioner from a specific brand and you've been using it for, I want to say, a month, don't switch to another one and then switch back. If you do switch your routines up a little bit, I would say do it gradually and don't just full on expect your hair to be healthier after switching to a new routine. You just need to let your hair breathe a little bit before switching to a new product. It won't damage your hair not using product for a little bit. If anything, it might do your hair some justice, being able to breathe. Another big one to pay attention to, be really careful when trying to take hair advice for products or routines, just anything in general. The trend of people training their hair, like one of your friends can say, oh, it's amazing, my hair is not getting oily, and then another friend is like, I can't do it, my hair just won't cooperate. There's different hair types. So if your hair gets oily really quickly, go find someone whose hair also gets oily really quickly and see what they do to prevent it. Do for hair length, hair growing, dyeing their hair. It all depends. Every single thing that you do to your hair depends on your hair type. Another topic about your hair that I'm bringing up, using heat. And I am really bad with this and I'm trying to slow down with the heat. And this doesn't just go for straightening your hair, curling your hair. This also goes for heat from the shower water that you use to wash your hair. If you blow dry your hair, I know it takes longer to do this, but blow drying your hair on a lower heat setting, or even if your blow dryer has a cold setting, use it. The biggest thing I would say, if you straighten your hair, heat protectant. If you blow dry your hair, heat protectant. If you curl your hair, heat protectant. Heat protectant is your best friend when trying to not damage your hair with heat. Like say if you straighten your hair every day, you're not gonna notice the damage because in the moment, your hair looks really sleek, really soft after you straighten it. Just gradually, you'll start seeing damage in your hair and you're like, where is this coming from? Why is my hair so frizzy? It's because you're putting so much heat on your hair and you don't notice it until the damage is what you're trying to hide. Like my personal experience with putting heat on my hair, it hid the damage until it was so much worse. Last hair mistake is chopping all of my hair off instead of trying to figure out the issue that was causing the damage to my hair. The first time that I chopped my hair off, was really just because I was bored. I was tired of having really long hair, had been growing my hair out for maybe like 3 years. My hair was like down to past my belly button. My hair was really long. And instead of trimming it or anything, I chopped it up a little bit below my shoulders and then I dyed it black. Ever since I used like the dye removal, every time I dye over top of it, there's red undertones that peek out in my hair. Rather than me figuring out what I needed to fix it, I would just dye it another brown color, or I would dye it darker in hopes that it would just cover it up. Realized pretty long after that I just needed an ash dye in my hair, or just an ash tone. That's all I needed to take out that red undertone that I was fighting so much. I was just cutting my hair to try and run away from the work that I would have to put into bringing my hair back to life. Every time I would cut it, it would like hurt my soul just a little bit because I would be like, well, maybe I could just let it all grow out anyway, even though it's fried, even though it's dead at the bottom, even though it's a lighter color at the bottom and darker on the top, blah 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 blah. I would just make so many excuses for my hair instead of just taking care of it. My moral of cutting my hair, cutting your hair, will not fix the unhealthy habits that you have for your hair. But relating to the haircuts, whenever I would be really sad about me having really short hair, I discovered hair extensions. And I realized how easily I could get them. I won't say specific brands because a lot of them, they do really well for your hair. I was using human hair extensions, I was using tape-in extensions, I was using clip-in extensions, I was using synthetic hair, I was using a lot of different hair extensions, trying to see which one worked the best for me. And for me, I realized no hair extensions work best for me. And eventually I was like, you know what? I'm going to embrace the damaged hair. Okay, I'm gonna give you a hard truth that I also need to hear. I stopped chasing having perfect hair because I'm just trying to get my hair to be healthy. There's another big difference that I didn't know, and it was the difference between damage and dryness. I thought that it was just damaged. I thought that my hair was done for. I was like, I'm gonna have to cut it all off again. No, it was just dry. I just needed to deep condition my hair. Your hairbrush. Oh my gosh, your hairbrush. This goes for your hair type. People with 1A hair, it's really important. Get a brush with the soft bristles, or even like a round brush. You know those like round brushes that like your grandma would have? Get one. It just distributes all the oil throughout your hair and doesn't keep it all at the top. And my last point, I know I've said this multiple times in this video, but put less product on your hair and give more patience to your hair. I really hope that this video gave you at least some advice that you were needing to hear. I know it's pretty basic advice to give, but it is still advice that a lot of people need to hear, especially from someone who has damaged their hair a lot in the past, someone who has dyed their hair a lot. Your hair being healthy is still really important. It makes you feel healthier overall. It makes you feel more clean. It's a really nice feeling to have, and I don't want anyone to have to be left out. If you enjoyed this video, if you at least got some advice out of it, if you got some tips out of it, if it inspired you in any way to pay more attention to your hair, let me know. I hope that I was able to brighten some minds, brighten some eyes. Please like this video if you've made it this far. If not, you wouldn't even be seeing this. Follow along for my journey for my hair, and yeah, see you on the next one.